I'm going to show you exactly why I stopped watching mainstream media, all forms of it, several years ago. Now, I know a lot of you have seen things about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and we've all had our little, right? This gem come across, Fox News, right? He called out left-wing theories. So I'm going to play the first portion from Fox News, what they played. Not very long.
On the internet say that this was a false flag, that we are basically all in cahoots to say that this was staged. And I think as someone who, for all of us, who was in the room, who had to jump on the ground, who had to text our family and friends and tell them that we're okay, calling our moms, like so many people in this country have done for decades. To see people say those kinds of things, it is frustrating and it's disturbing. It shows the issues that we have to try and fix in this country.
And then that's where they stop it. Shots were fired at the White House Correspondents' Center, and then they go on. So I went to MS Now's YouTube page and watched that entire video. Through this video, just a little bit longer than that, if they would have hung on a little bit longer. Because in that video, did you hear him say anything about the left? I didn't. So let's break the actual video apart.
And I think as someone who, for all of us, who was in the room, who had to jump on the ground, who had to text our family and friends and tell them that we're okay, calling our moms, like so many people in this country have done for decades, to see people say those kinds of things, it is frustrating, it's disturbing, it shows the issues that we have to try and fix.
Now, that's the portion that Fox News played. And you're right, we have issues to fix in there. But I haven't seen anybody on the left say anything other than maybe some speculation. They wouldn't be surprised. And nobody on the left has said anything that I've seen, anyways, that, you are all in it together. No, that's just fucking ludicrous. And I am sorry that this happened to you guys. That's a scary event. That's scary when that shit happens.
And I think nothing taught us anything better than, the importance of journalists being on the ground, in the room for moments of historic significance than last night, us all dropping to the ground and literally like 5 seconds later, phones up and around so that the American people get a firsthand account of what's happening in a room where the most powerful people, including the president and vice president of the United States, were at.
Nowadays, we call that grifting while your life is on the line.
Something that, the false flag, this was staged, is a big thing in MAGA world. But I'm hearing that on my social media pages from people on the left also.
No, you're not. You're not hearing that from people on the left. What you're hearing from people on the left is you would not be surprised, or we wouldn't be surprised, if this is something that Donald Trump set up.
So thinking that this was staged, that this was a false flag, that this was something being done on purpose. And
is it that far-fetched to believe that Donald Trump would try something like this? Really?
Hearing you speak, Eugene, if it's coming from the right and it's coming from the left, these conspiracy theories, it says to me that it feels to be a lack of trust in this country.
Now you get it. Now you're understanding. We don't trust the media at all.
Empathy. And if people can't see that a room full of journalists have ran out of the room, got in front of cameras, got on their platforms, telling people what happened in the room.
Clicks and views, clicks and views. That's what we call that.
If you cannot trust what we are telling you.
Nope, we can't. Sorry.
I don't think that's an issue of journalism. That is an issue of American society.
No, that's an issue of journalism. That's what that is. And there are still good journalists out there. We'll say that. But this is really an issue of journalism because none of you will push back against Donald Trump. And you treat people that are on this app and other platforms like we're fucking idiots when we're not. You like to make sure that you're above everybody else because you're a journalist.
You're telling you that what happened last night was real.
We know it was real. We're very well aware.
Everyone likes to be an armchair quarterback at the end of the day.
See, there it is. You're an online creator. You're just an armchair quarterback. You're stupid. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Tons of people looking at videos wondering, why was Kash Patel the last person to leave the ballroom? Did Secret Service mess up? Did they forget about him? No, actually, Ashley was sitting with him. She said his instincts were to stay, to be on the ground, play FBI director.
Because that's all he does is play FBI director. But is she sure he wasn't drunk? Was he shit-faced?
operating bravely in that
And-
moment, actually.
And
Did he just say that Kash Patel was operating very bravely? And that is why I do not watch mainstream fucking media. Fuck you. We don't need you.